Hi, public speaking. This is a short video on outlining, just a quick overview, like kind of a how-to, I hope. And we've already talked about the purpose of outlining, so I'm just gonna skip right through that, assuming that you already got that information, except for to remind you that this is a key skill that you need to have, and it's gonna allow you to organize your speech. So it's something that you have to learn, and then it's gonna make you a more effective speaker and presenter. So this first slide, what I have going on here is on the side here, the visual part of it, that is like a zoomed out version of what an outline looks like, and you're going to be working with essentially the same template. So you can see that it breaks the speech up into the three sections of the speech: the introduction, the body, and the conclusion, and then it addresses the parts that would be within those three sections. And just know that, that probably fits on like 2/3 of a page. Well, your actual full sentence outline, because it's going to be really your speech, is going to be for this first speech like 2 or 3 pages minimum. I mean, I don't mean a page and a half. That's not 2 pages. I mean like at least 2 pages, if not more. And then as your speeches get longer, it's going to the outlines are going to get longer because it's kind of in some ways the text. So you can see it zoomed out though, and then this is the organizational pattern you need to follow. So you can switch up the organization of your speech later in the semester, not for this first one, but like in the body of the speech. If you have 3 main ideas, well then you can kind of adjust. They're not always problem, cause, solution. That'd be weird. Sometimes they're need, plan, advantage. Like you'll pick different, and it might not be 3, it might be 2, problem, cause. So you'll pick different patterns is my point, and you get to adjust it, but it's the outline, it's the skeleton part of it. So, and then kind of on that same theme, you can see that there's certain parts of an introduction that need to be there, just like there's certain parts of the conclusion. So your introduction is always going to have an intention grabbing statement and some reason to listen. Sometimes those are the same thing, sometimes they aren't. You're probably going to try to relate it to the audience. Those that might be different, it might be the same. So that's part of the art of the speech making, is you trying to decide how to do it. But it's certainly going to be more than one sentence, so you need to label them. In most speeches, you're going to have a thesis statement. In the storytelling speech, you probably won't, but you might have like kind of like you'll see an example, it's like a statement that tells you, kind of like foreshadowing statement, I guess is the word I'm looking for. And then typically some type of preview. So you're gonna amend those for each one of the different types of speeches, and then adapt it to what you're doing. And you need to always be consistent with the formatting, and to make sure that you use the same hierarchy. Like you can see here, all of the main ideas are letters, and then if I had subtopics, they're back to numbers. And so then the conclusion, very similar. I mean, different parts, but really similar idea. That's where you have the summary of the most important parts. That's always in a conclusion, whether it's pointed or not. It always gets pointed out, and then you somehow connect that to your audience, and then you have some kind of wrap-up statement. That's where you're selling your ideas and you're giving us this lasting impression. So that's what you break it down into, and you write that on your outline. You're not going to actually say out loud, the lasting impression I want to leave you with. That's not what you're going to say, but whatever statement comes after that, that's what you're gonna say in your speech. And I think my last concluding remark here is to remind you to write this not only in full sentences, but the way you would want to say it out loud. Write it like a conversation. Okay, and then there's going to be part 2 where I'm going to show you that template in just a sec.